What's up, everybody? Today, we're going to see why the Democrats wouldn't stand up and clap for a little 13-year-old boy that's been battling cancer, that's been winning against cancer. Maybe they should learn a lesson from this little boy. Maybe they should learn a lesson from the American people who voted for Donald Trump to change America. Maybe they should listen to the people. So we're going to watch a video. Little DJ, and let's see why they wouldn't clap.
When President Trump called you by name and your dad and recognized you, and what did that, that's such a moment. How did that make you feel?
Great, but I was not expecting him to give me an actual badge for Secret Services. I ain't gonna lie, my jaw dropped all the way to the ground. I could barely even pick it up.
What did you think was going to happen?
I had no idea because nobody told me. And the funny part is everybody knew, they just didn't want to tell me.
They told your dad maybe ahead of time?
No, they didn't. They didn't even tell my dad.
Oh, yes. The United States Secret
So they
Service.
couldn't stand up for that.
That's pretty special.
I did have the FBI, but I don't think that's my favorite no more. Well, my top 3 favorite is Secret Service, FBI, and ORG. That's the top people that you don't want to mess with.
That's a pretty big deal.
So the Democrats claim to be the party of...
Did you know about Red Hat product trials? Our no-cost trials help you get hands-on experience and prepare for
of joy. Well, where's the joy?
I see you're in uniform.
After this, I don't think my friends are going to be able to talk to me.
You think they'll be a little bit envious?
Pretty much.
Yeah. What do you think of President Trump? I mean, what's it like to be in a room with President Trump and all of a sudden you're in that room and your name is called, your dad's holding you up, you find out you're a member of the Secret Service. I mean, nobody can even imagine what that's like.
I ain't gonna lie, I think I need to lay off the junk food because he said he almost broke his shoulder.
But what a moment, right?
Pretty much. I'm gonna be honest. That day that I woke up and my dad told me that, I thought he was just joking.
What did your dad tell you?
He told me, you know who just called me for I don't know how he said it. I'm just gonna let him not say it because I'm stuttering.
What happened, Dad?
I told him, you ain't gonna believe me, but I'm not gonna tell you that, but you'll never believe who called you. You'll never guess in a million years. And he said, not President Trump. I said, I don't know. So I played it off for a few days, and then I just gave him some clues, and he kind of figured it out on his own. And I just told him, yep. He was like, what? That's how you think I felt. I thought it was a scam call. I really did.
He called you personally and invited you to the big night.
Exactly. And I spoke to Border Patrol Agent Ortiz that was there. And we were talking, and he said, yeah, I got the call, and I thought it was a spam call. I said, yeah, me too. So we both thought. It had to have been like either Thursday, I guess.
So you don't even have much notice.
Yeah,
Oh, we didn't need it. I mean, President Trump wanted us to come. No excuse why we couldn't get there.
Now, you guys have been probably treated very, very well. You've been to the White House, right? At least, how many times? At least twice, right?
Twice.
Mm-hmm. What was that like? What did you do?
Well, I did get to hug everybody. That was the most fun part. Well, really and truly, that wasn't the most fun part. Mostly getting this badge was the fun part.
And you're flashing that all over the place now, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you see your role with the Secret Service?
I'm gonna be honest, no one's ever asked me that question. But out of all the police departments, I'd rather work here.
Yeah. How many police departments are you a member of now?
909.
909.
And we don't forget everybody that helped us along the way.
I know you've been through a lot with your medical issues, right? Can you tell me, for people who don't know, can you explain to me some of the medical issues you've been through? What's going on with you?
Well, I couldn't walk or talk. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't walk or talk, but I used a stuffed animal turtle just to talk, just not in the head and everything.
For folks who don't know, where DJ has a brain tumor, right? Can you tell us, or brain cancer, what he's recovering, or
Well, not exactly where it's at, where it's all over.
can you tell me?
He's got cancer cells all over the place. This is where the original tumor was. It was a pretty good sized one. Now after Barry, we lost lights, and so his medicine went bad. This is as of recent. Now he has another tumor in the original spot. He has one here and another one here. So this drain here and this little contraption here was on this side. It failed, so they had to go back in here and fix it a lot of times. But since they put it here, then if it does fail anytime or break the hose here on the side of his head, if it breaks, they don't know if they're going to be able to find any more ventricles to put the hoses because they're too small, and it runs down from here to his stomach. So, he's got it all down his C3, C4, C5, all those down his back of his neck, down through the spinal cord to his tailbone. So, eventually he won't be able to walk, but we're not gonna bring that existence. We're just gonna say we're gonna keep on rolling. They got a singer called King George, and he loves some King George. He said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna keep on rolling." So we're gonna keep it rolling with no excuses. We don't have bad days. We do not have bad days, and we just, what the country folks will say, we just get her done, and that's what we do.
I love that expression.
Oh yeah, I gotta get her done.
Okay.
But he's definitely resilient. He had advanced stage of cataracts. We know he couldn't see. He wouldn't say nothing.
So you're still fighting. You're still fighting.
You know what's crazy to me? If I can't walk and we come in with that wheelchair, we should play that song.
Keep on rolling. Yeah.
How do you feel?
Great.
I don't think I've ever spoken to God so much in my life until after the fact, because I had to try to figure it out. This is a school of life, high school of life, and we're supposed to learn things, and God gave me this great brain of ours to use. It's better than a computer. And I said, well, I need to analyze this and figure out what's going on. There's a lesson behind this. Maybe I can be depressed and feed this energy to him, and then he'll want to give up, or I can sit there and just start doing everything for him. He doesn't do anything for himself. Well, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I said, no, I'll tell you what, we're gonna go out and let everybody lay hands on the child with cancer because you don't see a child with cancer. I said, do you want to do that? He said, yes, sir. I said, do you know the risks involved? He said, yes, sir. And he says, God's got me. And I said, okay. So we went out and we started seeing people. He would hug him. He said, God got me. And I couldn't stop him, And so he kept on rolling. Said, nah, then he went from hugging to rubbing bald heads for good luck. And obviously he rubbed a lot of bald heads and it worked. So, you gotta stay blessed, faithful, be faithful, and prayed up. You gotta be positive at all times.
How old was he when he was diagnosed?
He was 6.5 years old, so he's been battling it. He's 13 now, half his life.
Wow.
So, grown folks, I don't think we could have took that. Some of us sit there and put the liquor business out of business, drinking a lot. We'll smoke ourselves to death or something. I don't know. We just give up. But we'd have probably done it the second or third time. He's at 13. Do you see him squealing? Do you see him treating people bad because they don't agree with him? Do you see him talking about people? Do you see him sitting over and don't have interaction with you because you're a little bit different? He doesn't do that. I wouldn't let him think that's not what I teach. I teach the same thing my kids, my dad taught me. We all live in this worldly house together, and we're all neighbors. And he said, love thy neighbor, and that's what we're going to do. And we try to do what's in the best interest for all of us at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to need you sooner or later. We're all going to need each other.
Do you think he was, in a way, he was a role model even in that room last night?
Well, I tell you what, you used the term, we're in a room full of politicians. No, we were in there with a group of just a good, wholesome American folks, all actual real people that actually had real things going on and felt the genuineness of what's happening, because this is what's we're just one of the stories from last night, you know? And so those are actual people that were down there, regardless of people would say they were politicians while they were listening to Mr. Trump. But when they turned around and started listening to our stories and clapping, they would turn into regular people. And that's what you want. You want regular people to do things. And those are great, wonderful people, regardless of it all. I'm sure the people on the other side, they're great, wonderful people deep down inside there. But I don't know what happened. It was very heartbreaking. I just couldn't, when I looked at him, he was devastated, and I just didn't know what to tell him, because I was totally unexpected. I just was like, I can't believe this, but I'm sure, I'm sure they have a little time to think about it, because they thought they were ruin the party, but guess what? It kept on going, because the message still got out from each and Jocelyn's mother. You got Lincoln Riley's mother. You got, I think his name was Jason, the youngster with his father, was a police officer, got killed in California. You got the West Point deal, because Mr. Trump said, well, guess what? Your application's already accepted. Made him sit down. I'm talking about, he dang near passed out. The body walked up and gave him a 5.
Excited.
There's a lot of people. You got the family of the gentleman that got killed in Butler. I can just go on and go on and go on, and Mr. Ortiz. Everybody's got a story to tell, but it's real stories. And it wasn't a political move, because none of us knew about it. These are real stories, real people that's willing to go out on a limb to try to make a difference without thinking about it. But with all things great, it comes with great sacrifices.
We all
God
need to
just chose us
stand
to
up.
do it, because he felt like we were strong enough to do it, and guess what is happening,
Let's
But
see
to
how
see
many stories cover this.
the other side of the room not even stand up for, Jocelyn's mother while they were telling the story, I just couldn't believe it. And then Lincoln Riley. These are mothers you talking about. We'll come back to the fathers in a minute. The mothers, come on now. You couldn't stand those mothers on that side. You didn't agree with that. Why? Why is that? We didn't agree with cancer, but we stand up against it, don't we?
Yes, sir.
But we don't be nasty to people. Just don't have time for it. We got other things to do, because that's distraction. We don't need distraction when we stay focused. When we toe that line and keep our feet planted to the ground and think about each other. Because one of these days, your tokens in life to play this life of games, of the games in life, you're going to run out, and guess what? Your game's over. And then you're going to be wondering why you're sitting there counting your last few minutes of your life, saying to myself, was it worth it? Be fair, be impartial, be unbiased, do what's best in the best interest that you can sleep good at night, and you'll be good to go. Look at him. He got everything working against him, but everything's working for him.
What do you do that you love besides enforce the law?
Mostly drawing stuff. Sometimes when I get bored and I don't feel like drawing, I remember from last year, I was so goddamn bored. I wrote 10 true facts about God, and I really shouldn't have kept those things, because I was going to copy them, but I just gave them away that quick.
So you're very faithful. God is very important to you?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
That's exactly what I do when I'm done with all my assignments. I'll be finding like a piece of paper or anything, go ask for a piece of paper, and as soon as I'm done with that, I just go back on the laptop.
Poor kid.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free
Glad his dream
e-commerce
got to be
store,
made.
preload.
Do you think Joe Biden would have done that?
And you were.
You know what's crazy? The teacher tells us not to go on YouTube, but guess what? We just do it anyway. She tell us to use the headphones just for the assignments, but we don't do that. We don't even like listening to the teacher for some reason. We just be listening to music.
What's the road ahead for you guys with his diagnosis and his medical, or where are we at, and what happens now?
Well, we'll go back to that song that I was telling you about, King George, Keep It Rolling. We're going to keep it rolling. I'm sure he can tell you better than it sound better coming from him, but he can tell you how long he wants to continue doing this, and I'll take him everywhere, because You know, I'm his dad, but you know, I got upgraded to a position of chauffeur. So I drive him everywhere. We prefer it that way. Plus they get to see what the country looks like, and they get to experience it, have a little bit more memory and things of that nature. It keeps everything moving fluidly, you know.
What do you feel like when you wear that uniform?
Proud. Proud and safe.
It's very impressive.
Oh, he's got a stash of uniforms. We've got 17 of them in that bag.
You have 17 uniforms in your bag here?
And if you'd like to get a shot of it, we'd like to either.
We sure would. We sure would. How proud are you?
Oh, I'm beyond proud. None of these children has to be here. Nobody, you know. And you gotta go out on a limb for them. You got to. Might not have it all, but I give you what I got. You know. It's like with the medicine, they have 5 months to live. Who wants to hear that? About anyone, especially your child. That's out of order.
5 months, 6 years ago.
I know that. I know. But when they approached us about the experimental medicine and they needed this patient for the study, I was like, well, can you give me more than 5 months, maybe 10 minutes or an hour? I'll take the deal. Something's better than nothing. That's what the old folks used to say. I said, well, let's like my dad said, let's give it a go. And we took it. It drew blood from me. I don't know. I swear they sucked a lot of blood out of me and stuff. So, I mean.
What dreams do you still have? I mean, last night was pretty big. Is that the biggest, or do you have more dreams that you want to fulfill?
I'm not sure about that yet. But if I did, honestly, I'm just gonna keep on doing this.
Do you pray?
A lot.
A lot. What are your prayers like?
I'm gonna be honest, I do not know how to answer that.
Sing that one song that got you through.
I just can't keep this out of my head. This song called Inside Out. It goes like this. Inside out, inside out. You must serve my Jesus from the inside out. I know I'm a child, but I may not know very much. I know the word of God is true. If you read the Bible, you'll have a little room for doubt. Standing in this spirit is from the inside out.
Alright, guys. So, what do you think about the Democrats now? Do you think they should have put their party aside for a moment and paid tribute to people with real stories, real people like you and me, the people that they so desperately try to avoid? Like I said, they'll run from you in the street if you ask them a question. What separates them from us? I thought they worked for us. I thought that was our house. Ask yourselves that. While they're sitting on their hands, doing everything they can not to cheer for female victims, athletes, and common sense values, they're ignoring, and hating the common American like you and me. Just think about that. I don't care what side I'm on, I could have mustered at least an applause for the boy. I'm sorry. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Comment, subscribe. I need 50 subs. Let's do it together. I'll do all kinds of content. I'll do crazy things. I don't care. Thanks for watching.